Has meal planning ever been a problem for you? You have this great plan and then you forget what you wanted to do? Well, today I want to show you a way to keep that from happening. So stick with me as we look at meal planning using our Google Calendar. Hi, I'm Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. At least that's the plan anyway. Last week, I talked with you about meal planning using OneNote and my meal planning sheet. Well, in conjunction with that, I also use Google Calendar. So this week, I wanted to show you how I incorporate Google Calendar into my meal planning. So let's get started. You see on my screen, I have my Google Calendar brought up for you all to see. Let's take a look way over here on the right-hand side. You see I have my calendars listed, my contacts, my household tasks, and I have a separate calendar called Meal Planner. Now, if you only use Google Calendar with one main calendar, let me show you how to create a new calendar. Go down here to the Other Calendars section, and there's a plus button. Click on that plus button, and it says Create a New Calendar. Click on Create a New Calendar, and it will come up and allow you to choose the name of your calendar. When I created mine, I called it Meal Planner. You can add a description of your calendar if you'd like. From here, you would just click Create Calendar, and it would add a new calendar over here to your calendar list. But since I already have my calendar created, I'm not going to make a new one. I just want to focus on showing you what I have here. Once your calendar is created, you can come down here to the options for Meal Planner, click on that, and you can choose whatever color you would like your calendar items to show in. For example, here I have mine in banana because it's food. Also, and when I do my budget, my food section in my budget is highlighted with the color yellow. So I just tend to keep all of the food items that I do in yellow, and that helps me simplify things. In my mind, food equals yellow. I guess because I love bananas so much. Anyway, you can choose whatever color you want. Let's say I were to go to this pretty purple color, and then you would see all of the items that I have in that calendar would change to that color. I like one that stands out. I'm going back to banana. All right, so there we go. Now, you'll also notice that I have other calendars turned on down here. I have my church calendar that I link into. I also have holidays that show in the United States, and I have phases in the moon. Well, some of this could be a little distracting for the video, so I'm going to turn off a couple of these calendars. Turn off phases in the moon. We don't need to see that. I'll turn off holidays for now, and I'll turn off my church for now. And I'll turn off my contacts for now. There we go. That's much better, much cleaner. So all I have left showing are my personal items, my household tasks, and my meal planner. So let's jump into that meal planner. You'll notice at the top of every day that I have a yellow box, and that's because I set my meal plan for dinner as an all-day event. That way, it puts it right at the top. It doesn't get buried down here under the 4 more, the 7 more, the 2 more. Just doesn't happen. It's right there on top. Now, why would I do that? Well, sometimes it's an item that you might need to pull from the freezer to thaw, or dig in your pantry to take out. Sometimes it might be something that you need to pick up from the store. And some meals are just made better if you prep them ahead of time. So having it at the top of the list for every day is really a good way to help me plan my day, to let me know if I need to do something special to get ready for dinner. And also, during this time of staying at home, it's kind of like an event that we can look forward to. Oh yay, we get to have pizza for dinner, which is a rare event in our house. So adding your item as an all-day event and putting it at the top of the calendar page is extremely helpful. Another meal planning tip that I wanted to share with you today is my cook once, eat twice meal planning tip. Let me go back to Memorial Day and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you look here on Monday for Memorial Day, we had a barbecue with a couple of neighbor friends outside, and we made burgers and ribs at that barbecue. Now, we cooked once on Memorial Day. We had tons of food left over. And so when you look here on Wednesday, we had some leftover ribs and some roasted vegetables from the veggie tray that was left over. So we cooked once and we ate twice. That's a good tip. Another good tip that I have is to take advantage of shopping finds that you might find at the store. For example, when I was out shopping for the Memorial Day barbecue that we had, I went to Wegmans and they had some beautiful roast beef London broil sliced in the deli section. And I love Wegmans Tuscan garlic bread. So I bought a loaf of Tuscan garlic bread and some of this roast beef because I just couldn't pass it up. So I knew in my meal plan for that week that we would have roast beef sandwiches on Tuesday after the barbecue and then again on Saturday. So that was a way of preparing once but being able to eat twice and taking advantage of those shopping trips and those wonderful finds that sometimes you just can't pass up. Another tip that I have for you is to use a basic ingredient in multiple meals. Again, while I was out shopping for the Memorial Day barbecue, I stopped into Costco as well. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a lot of trouble going to Costco and not picking up one of those rotisserie chickens. I love them, and for $4.99, they feed my husband and I at least 4 or 5 meals. So let's take a look and see what I did with that chicken this week. Now, from that one rotisserie chicken, we had a bunch of meals. Let's take a look. One night we had nachos. So I pulled off some chicken, sauteed it with some onions and some corn, and threw it over some multigrain chips with some salsa and cheese, and there you go. Another night we had chicken lo mein. Let's take a look at this item because I want to point out to you one of the things that I do when I'm using a new recipe. So for my chicken lo mein event that you see here, you see in the description I added all of the ingredients that I needed for the chicken lo mein. And I also have the directions here for how to prepare the meal. And this recipe also came with some tips for the stir-fried chicken noodle recipe, which I call lo mein. So how did I do this? How did I put the ingredients in my event? Let's click on the pencil to bring up an editing tool. That brings my whole event up. You can see I have it marked as all day, so it'll show up on the top of the day. And down here, I've chosen the right calendar for it to go into. It's my meal planner calendar in that banana yellow. And under description, you see this is a basic text editor. So all I had to do was copy the recipe from the Pinterest board that I found it on and paste it into my description board. One of the beautiful things about this text editor is it allows for bold and italics and underlines and bullet items so that my recipe can stay in a format that is very easy to read. I love that. When I'm all finished adding my description, all I do is click save, and then that description is always in that chicken lo mein event. Now I know anytime that I go to Costco and buy a chicken, I have a number of meals that I can just go back, click on them, and save them to the new time that I go. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's say I know that I'm going to Costco again near the end of the month. Let's say down here on the 29th, I will plan on going to Costco. So automatically I know that I can make nachos, chicken lo mein, spinach salad with chicken, avocado chicken salad, and just regular garden salad with chicken, all from that one chicken. So all I would have to do to plan this week is go up here, click on chicken lo mein. That's the event that has the recipe with it. Go up here to the 3 little dots and see where it says duplicate. Let's click on duplicate. It brings me back to my recipe and my event, and all I need to do here is click on the calendar. It's originally scheduled on the 6th, but remember, I'm duplicating, so I'm going to put it down here on the 30th, and we'll save it. And now, when you go back to my calendar, you see that it's listed here on the 6th. It's also listed down here on the 30th. So if I go to Costco on Monday, I know that I can have chicken lo mein, and I can do the same thing for the nachos and the spinach salad and all of those recipes. Just click on the duplicate button, change the date, and move it wherever you want. Let me show you how to start a new meal planning event. I'm going to go up here to my Create button, and I'm going to click Create. When the Create button is clicked, it comes up and asks me to add a title. I'm going to put in one of our favorite meals, carbonara, pasta carbonara, and it is an event. And when do we want to have that? Well, maybe we want to have that near the end of next week, the 19th. This will be part of my husband's Father's Day weekend meals. So we will go with Saturday, June 19th. And again, we're going to make it an all-day event so it stays at the top. And you see automatically right over here, it added carbonara to the top of the 19th. Now notice it's in the wrong color. It's in my default calendar. We're going to keep going down our event planning page here and get it fixed up. If you would like to do it as a recurring event, you can click this down arrow. You could say every Saturday night we're going to have carbonara. I know some people have pizza every week on a certain day, so that might be something that you would like to choose there. Maybe you want to do it once a month. In our house, we have pizza once a month, so I could click doing it only once a month. Maybe it's a special event that you want to do for somebody's birthday. For example, my husband loves pot roast, and he wants to have pot roast for his birthday every year. So when I go to his birthday event, all I need to do is click on annually on his birthday, and then I know in my meal plan, we'll be having pot roast and roast vegetables for his birthday. So this is kind of a nice thing that you can have a recurring event for your food items. For this example, I'm going to say does not repeat. Down here in add a description, this is where I could put the recipe if I needed to, or I could put a note. In this case, I'm going to put a note that I have extra chicken breasts in the freezer, and I also have some pre-cooked bacon. So I want to make that note there so that when I go to make this recipe, I know that I already have those ingredients and I don't need to add them to my shopping list. Then down here at the very bottom, you see there's a little calendar icon, and it says which calendar do I want to put it on. Well, I don't want to put it on my personal calendar. I want to add it to my meal planning calendar, which changes it to that banana color, and you see the event on the calendar is already good to go. Click Save, and there's our carbonara. If I click on that on my calendar, it comes up with the note, use chicken breasts from the freezer and pre-cooked bacon, and I'm ready to go. The last tip that I have for you for meal planning is to be flexible. Life happens, things change. It may be too hot to cook a certain meal. Your power may go out. Who knows? You just may not be in the mood for that. Things happen, so sometimes you just have to be flexible. For example, last night, I had on the menu avocado chicken salad. Now, this is a meal that you see, I have the recipe saved there, and this is a recipe that is extremely easy to make. You use pre-cooked chicken breasts. So what we do in our family is we tend to grill chicken on Sunday afternoon, and then we have a few pieces to use throughout the week for various meals. So this is one of my favorite meals to make with pre-cooked chicken or with rotisserie chicken. But this is one of those salads that just tastes better if you make it earlier in the day, and that sauce, that dressing, that lime dressing has a chance to really blend in with the chicken and the the bacon and the chives and the dill and all of that stuff. The longer this salad sits without the avocado, because the avocado will turn brown, but the longer that this salad sits and marinates throughout the day, the better it is for dinner. Now, I got busy yesterday and did not have time to prep this early in the day. So when I looked at my menu, I looked at what else I had planned for the week, and I thought, I'm just going to switch these two. So rather than having avocado chicken salad last night, so just a green garden salad with lots of veggies and some chicken slices on top. So in my calendar, all I have to do is switch those two. I can click on the chicken with salad, move it over here. Now you see it looks like I ate 2 dinners last night. Didn't happen. And I'm going to move the avocado chicken salad to tonight. Tomorrow night, I'm looking forward to pizza. It's so nice to be able to move things around. Let's say that my husband decides that he would rather have the chicken carbonara for Father's Day. All I have to do is click on it and switch them around. Simple as that. Now you'll notice that I have other meals sprinkled here throughout the rest of the month of June. Those are simply there as suggestions. Chicken Parmesan happens to be one of our favorite meals, and when I set it up in my calendar last year, I just asked for it to repeat every 4th Sunday throughout the month. So you see that I have a note here to use the red bag chicken from the freezer. That's an Aldi's product. And I know that it comes up once a month, and we can have chicken Parmesan if we want. And if not, I can just move it to another day or take it out altogether. You can delete items, and when you click on delete, it will say, do you want to do just this one event on the 27th of June? Or do you want to do all of the rest of the events that are listed for this one? Or do you want to do all of the events in the past and in the future? So that's kind of nice. Maybe it's too hot to have chicken Parmesan during the summer. So I could just say this event and click OK, and then it would go away. Well, there you have it. A bunch of ideas for meal planning using your Google Calendar. Now again, I use this in conjunction with OneNote, and maybe I'll show you that in another video in the future. If you're interested in seeing how I use the two together, go ahead and leave me a comment, and I would love to show you that. That would be so much fun. Hopefully, you'll give meal planning in Google Calendar a try. Maybe I've inspired you. If so, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. A like really is the best compliment that you can leave me, and I appreciate everyone and every comment. If you'd like to learn more about what we do here at A Crystal Clear Life, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications if you'd like. I upload videos about once a week. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And hopefully, I've given you some tips to help make meal planning a little bit easier, or at least a little bit more flexible. Until next time, okay, bye.